Hey guys, how are you doing? Put my hands here so it stays focused. I figured because we are doing the mixed media piece, as we all know. I know quite a few of you are doing this with me. And I was going to go on to the next part of this and thought, you know what, I'm going to give everybody, because people are emailing me saying that they're done with the first part, getting ready to do the second part, whatever. So I thought, okay, I'll put the new video up for this on Monday. And what we will do today is a face. And today we'll do a whimsical face. And they're fun. I'm going to show you, how I do a basic whimsical face. And then sit down, we're going to be learning how to do a couple journals, making a couple journals and all. And really quickly, I'm not going to take long doing this, but this is like a very old journal I have, like a mixed media where I sit and draw and try out things, mostly faces, really. But, I mean, look, that's not very good. Do you know what I mean? So, but I practiced. This is when I first started out. That's kind of the face we're going to be doing today. And then that was, I had a group, me and my girlfriend had a group, creative. I forget what it's called. Not my group now, All Things Creative. It was called something else. Like it's closed now. But she's a really good sketch art, like an artist that can draw and graphite and all that. And we used to have these things that we would do a week, and she would choose somebody that we would draw. And this is Jessie J, I guess. So we had to like draw her in the pencil, which obviously you can see I did not do very well with. I'm not good at drawing. Do you know what I mean? This is an ad that she has that like where her lips were the colors of because she's from Britain or England or whatever, and the rest of her I think was in black and white. So I did this, and not bad for the first time. But she rocks at them. She has the most beautiful drawings that she does, and I keep telling her to get back on her YouTube and start doing more. But that's what I did. Jessie J, whoever she is, I don't even know her music. This was something I was doodling around in. I don't know. I must have been sitting somewhere and thought I'd try different hairstyles and whatever. Goodness knows. I was trying out a crackle thing on here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what this poor little soul is doing here, but I was practicing doing something on here and then changed my mind. But here's the great thing. I can go back in and I can erase like the coloring in her eyes and, really go over and fix her easily. There's nothing wrong with me going in and touching up and doing a few things, because she was one of the things that I had drawn in the beginning, one of my first ones. This I was doing a 3/4 face practicing. She looks a little creepy, but I'm much better at it now. But you have to draw. And you'll notice as I go on, I have a 3/4 face looking the other way. But you have to go on and practice and try. This, I was just drawing things and practicing. And, I have no idea what this is. I don't know if I was trying to make a witch or I don't know. This is something I wanted to make in clay, actually. And then I thought, well, I was going to draw it out to see like exactly what I wanted. And I thought, boy, that'd be cool to do a drawing of in some sort of setting. So that's what that is. That is a, I got glue still everywhere. A face that I had drawn. It's a more of a whimsical face. As you can see, her eyes are wicked far apart. Normal rule is that you only do one eye width apart. So this is this, and then you would give yourself, an eye width, and then start your next eye there. But because there are really no rules, all my books that I've bought over the past 10 years, 15 years, whatever it's been, and classes that I've taken, there are general rules that you follow, but then you go and make your own style. So I was just sitting here one day and was playing around with extra paint and did her a wide-eyed look. If you look at people, everybody has different looks. People have almond-shaped eyes, big eyes. It doesn't matter. It's just the fun is to play. I Don't exactly know what was going on here, but these are, I don't know even know what I even used for this. These are, this was a monster I was going to do. This is a drawing I was playing around just very loosely and quickly, you know, and this is something that I want to draw as a goddess and actually make in clay also, and make her hair like either like fire or like gold, or I haven't quite decided yet, but it's something that I have in here. This is the 3/4 face going the opposite way that I used colored pencils with. And the other one was looking this way. This is looking that way. I kept practicing and practicing, and this is something I'm going to teach you guys, but I'm much better at it now. But as you can see, I've drawn it. You know, the more you draw it, the more you practice, the more you get your style, the more you look at it and say, oh, I see, you know, like here, her lips up a little higher, you know, she's a little, you know, got a little smirk going on, you know, whatever. This is another thing I drew that I'm going to put on a painting, and she's just a regular, you know, face that I drew. And normally before I paint, I will erase the hair and or erase everything to a very, very light, faint line underneath before I paint it, but we'll go through that another day. But this is a drawing that I had done, like I said, for, you know, sitting down in the living room or whatever, and just drew her. So that's what I did. What else do we have? Anything else worth? This is one that I drew that kind of looks like Daphne from Scooby-Doo. I don't know how. I was watching TV one day, and I just sat down and drew. And I did her hair differently than I normally do, because I normally do lines and stuff. And this one I kind of did more of a, you know, like a full kind of thing. And who knows if I'll use her on anything, but I save her. And I think that might be it. I skip, you can see I skip page to page to page. This is all the stuff we did with our sprays and all. So I'm just going to pick a piece of paper. And if you have a ruler, grab a ruler. If not, use something that you have around that's straight. It can be, you know, something like this. It can be a straight eraser. It can be packaging off of something that you have. You know, I save cardboard from everything. You know, whatever. I bought this ruler for $1 at the dollar store. The one ruler I do love is the Tim Holtz ruler. Because it has a very sharp edge on the one side. However, I do not really care for Tim Holtz, as many of you know, due to the fact of I hate his crackle and some of the other alcohol inks and stuff like that. I refuse to buy anymore. I will use mine up. I've written to the company, you know, I've complained about this a million times. I've written to the company so many times over these distressed crackle things that I buy and I return, because when I get them home, they're dried out. And when I wrote them, they either don't respond. You know, I've looked it up and they say put hot water in it. I mean, I don't want to have to buy a product to come home to put hot water in it. So, but they do, but he does have a good ruler. Okay, so if you want to use, this is just a piece of extra foam I have laying. You can definitely use that. Use anything straight. And we're going to do the folk face today. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to measure, all right, I'm going to go from 4 to 5 here. And this is going to be our middle fake eye. And then from 5 to 6 will be our real eye. And then from 3 to 4 will be our real eye over here. If that makes sense. So you're going to take your ruler from 3 to, what am I doing here? Yeah, from 3 to basically 6. And that's going to be your line right there. Okay? So about halfway in between the 3 to 6, and you really don't have to measure it if you don't want to. But you want to go kind of in the middle, and you kind of want to just, I don't even use the ruler, but I just kind of eye it. And I'm going to make a line down here, because that's where my nose is going to go. And then I'm going to put a line right here where my mouth is going to go. So can you see that? Let's move in closer. So we have that. No big deal. If you're using a piece of foam or something else, you can just take it. You know, you don't have to measure it. Just draw a line, you know, draw your line, and then half it up, kind of eye it up. So when you go down, you can put your nose and your mouth so the face looks more symmetrical. Now I'm going to kind of do this kind of crooked because I got to draw that way. But above your line where you put for your eye, go up about 1 inch. Because we want her to have bigger eyes. And you can measure. I usually, you'll see my eyes are usually off because I don't take the time to measure. But if you do, you can. If you want to measure, I mean, I'll show you the right way because what's the point if I don't? You can measure and mark here and just keep moving it over on the line. And move it over. Keep your inch on this line right here and mark up here. And then go towards the end. And mark up there. That way then you can just take your ruler and go straight across. And just do a light line. So you get it, you know, fairly 1 inch. You know what I mean? Fairly straight. Okay. And then you can just take your pencil and move it down a little bit if you want. Now we want to do a line in the middle of these two. And you want to do it halfway. I'm just going to eye it, but you can definitely measure it and measure all out. I just like to draw. I don't like to play around real much, a lot. Now you can see that's definitely not even. So you can erase it. That's why it's probably better just to measure it so you do it once. But I don't do things that way because that makes things easy. And why would I do things easy? So I can see where my line was, and I'll just move it down a tad bit more. And now look at that. Now I'm way down there. My goodness, Kelly. It's just easier for me to do it this way. Then I can see where I'm at. Yeah. I'm just going to do my line there. There we go. Now we're in good shape. So you see how I do that. You don't have to be precise. You just want those 3 lines. And it's still approximately, it's a little shorter than 1 inch this way, but it doesn't really matter. So I was trying to give you numbers so you understood, like, so it would be easier for you, but you can see it doesn't really matter. And now what we're going to do is, here's our nose. We're going to go in and we're going to kind of go straight up from the nose to the eyes, just so we get the separation, because we want to make sure that we separate our eyes enough so it'll be like over here to like over here, where our eyes will start. Because remember, we kind of want that in the middle. And this is what I mean. We're going to start, and we're going to try to keep the eyes similar. We're going to start here on this line. And remember, this is going to be a line that we're going to take down. This is going to be a line that we're going to take down. So start here, right on this middle line, and draw your eyelid, part of your eye rather. See how we go line to line? Same over here. We're going to start on this line, and we're going to go over. Now, if you want to be particular, and some people like to be more perfect than I, you can measure. Which, you know, if you do, I think it's great. This is about almost 1.5. This is about wish I could read a ruler a little bit better. This is basically about the same. So it needs a little bit, just a little bit over, just a little bit more. I'll just start right there and bring that up. And it just gives you the general idea. Okay. So then we're going to take, see our middle line right here on our eyes? I wonder if I can even bring in more. Okay. So this middle line right here, you want to start at the corner and you want to bring it down, touch that in the middle, and then bring it up so it meets that line right there. And we got our eye. Same thing over here. You can start in the middle, take it down till it touches the middle of that line and bring it up and touch that end. Now you see how I overshot here. So I'll just go back. And there we go. And we have our eyes. Now, let's go to our nose. See our nose right here? I'm going to erase it because I know where it's going to go because I'm going to be able to see a little bit of that line left. And because we're making a little folksy doll, I might even move it up some. And this is when the fun begins where you play. I'm going to make her we're just going to do a little round nose. Now I'm doing this bigger because I want you guys to see it on video. I always say start out bigger like this and then start bringing it down to size. And I'll show you when I'm done with this. But there's her little nose. And then we would go, I like do like a light line down just a little bit so I know like where the middle of her mouth will be. I'll do that little peak thing or whatever we call it. And I'm going to do lips. Now you can do lips. Everybody does lips differently. We'll do an easier lip. But we have that little line. So you can go up. And kind of make an M. See how I made the M? And that would be her top lip. Just make it come out a little bit. And then take that right over. And then come in that line a little bit. And then just bring in your bottom line and finish. Now you're going to see how I have that. It looks a little lopsided. So all you'll do is erase it a little bit. And make it so it fits better. People don't just draw and sit and draw without erasing. Okay? People erase. Everybody. All those people you see on YouTube, on the classes that they sell, all those beautiful edited classes, they're all edited. You erase. You should erase. Everybody will tell you when you draw, you will erase 20, 30 times. It's not bad. It doesn't mean you suck. It means that, you know what? That kind of looks a little lopsided. And I'm going to fix it. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So now let's go on to the eyes. See this middle line here where we did the halfway through? We're going to take it down in the corner right there. And we're going to go over to the other corner. We're making the eyelid. See? And we're going to do that over here too. Start in the corner, take it over to the other corner. All right. Now I think what we'll do is, let me find my magic rub eraser. The rub is rubbing off. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to erase these lines. And I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you when I'm done because I can't concentrate. Any eraser will do. You can use the eraser on the back of your pencil. We're going to erase out these middle lines. A little dip in the thing. This one out a little bit too far. Okay. So you can see that I accidentally erased my eye a little bit too much. So all I'll do is just go over that very quickly. No big deal. Go over again. And this is where you can play. If you want, you can see like right here, I got the eyelid a little bit up more, like a little pointed. If you want to go here and you want to go up and do a little pointed, you know, a little more of a slant, go ahead. It's all on how you want to do it. Now, I erase some of that too. No big deal. So now we're going to go in and make the eye. We're going to take, and you want to get it centered. I have a tool that I love that I can't find right this second. And when I find it, I'll show you. I've shown it a million times, but I bought it at AC Moore with my coupon. I got it for $2. It's all these different circle sizes. Now, I like it because it's for me with my RA and everything like that. Sometimes I can't really do circles well. However, it's not the biggest deal in the world. I can see right now that this eye obviously is a little bit bigger than that eye on the bottom, the way I drew it. So what I'm going to do is just kind of just by eye, fix the eye, just so it gets down there a little bit better. Like I said, that's part of doing it. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go in our eye. First, we're going to make just a circle. I'm not really good at circles, but we're going to make our circle. We're going to make our circle over here. And the reason it's not a full circle is because the eyelid. When you look at somebody, unless they're high on coke or something, you really can't see their whole eye. So we got our eyes in. Now we're going to make the pupil. And you'll make a smaller circle. Smaller circle. Now, I will tell you, sometimes I do this and I look at them and I'm like, are they even? Are they in the right place? You know, I go in and fidget and all that kind of stuff. But there you go. Now here comes the fun part. And I'm going to back it up a little bit. Put you more on the angle. All right. We're going to do her eyebrows. So you want her eyebrows to be... Now, if her nose is a little too, pointed, or you want it more, like, rounded and flatter, just make it whatever way you want. Okay, we'll do her eyebrows. And you just kind of do her eyebrows, and you want it a little thicker up here. And again, do her eyebrows. And if you guys want to, want me to color these, paint them, color them, use color pencils, whatever, let me know to show you guys. But I'm sure you guys, Okay, now this is what I do. I go by her eye right here, pretty close. If not, you don't want to touch it, but you want to be very, very close. And we're going to make a round face. And we're going to take it right under those lips. See how close? And we're going to take it right up to those eyes, like that. And just take it up. And you can see I got a little wiggly wobbly. No big deal. That's what erasers are for. Take off those extra eyebrows that are hanging. And then you can make her hair. Now, if you want to finish her head, you want to make it kind of like an egg shape. I know it looks funny, but we got an egg shape there. because that's basically how, you know, it's kind of alien-like. And if you're, hey, if you want to draw something like this in support of cancer and breast cancer and women and all that kind of stuff, go for it. But I think it's wonderful. But so you see, we have, you know, you want your, and if you need to sketch it, like, you know what I mean? You can erase. You know, once you sketch in, like if it went too far out, if you're not happy with the shape, whatever. So here we go. And now we just want to give her cute little hair. So I always start with the side and then always follow the neck. So bring it down, kind of give her, you know, this is my basic hairdo. And then I'll go and do the same here. We're going to give her a neck. Let's give her a neck. And you always want the hair to kind of flow with the neck. Now, obviously, she's a smaller girl. We're not going to give her two. We can give her bangs if we want. Let's give her bangs. She doesn't even need a part. And then just go in and fill in. And if you have colored pencils or whatever you want to do. And that's how I kind of just do the hair till I figure out where I'm putting her or what I'm doing. And that is your little Whimsy face. I mean, how easy. Yeah, it takes measuring in the beginning, but like I said, if I sit here and I do this, and this is how I do this, I will draw my line, I will draw my next line, I will draw my next line. And then I go in and I do, I mean, this is how I do it. I don't measure, I don't do any of that. Just want to kind of show you. And I'll erase these. Then I'll go corner to corner, corner to corner. And you can make them as big or small as you want. And then I'll take my eraser and I'll erase my lines. And trace over. Now I'll go and put my little nose. And then I'll do my little mouth. And we'll do the little eyes. I'm doing it fast, so excuse me when the eyes look like a... Do my pupils in the middle. And I can see this one. See, like once you start getting them pupils in, you're like, ah, it's a little wide. So then you can bring them up. And the same over here. Then you just erase off. And I'll just draw my little round face. And then just add our little hair. Whatever kind of little hair you want to have. Little girl hair. This is just the quickest way for me to do hair on here so I don't have you guys forever. But, I mean, there's thousand ways you could do our hair. But that's it. Now you can just add our eyebrows. And you have a little, I mean, that's how fast. And that's just a little whimsy girl. And it'll all change. Like we can erase this hair and make it a different hairstyle and it'll be different. You know, like if we wanted to do like a short haircut and just kind of give her a bob, or fix her eyebrow. Like I said, give her bangs. You know, and just give her a nice thick head of hair. So it's like a bob. I've done curly hair where you just kind of go over and just kind of give her curly hair and do it that way. And those are our two faces. So if you have any questions, let me know. And like I said, it's very easy. It really is. And like this one, I can cut out if I want to do a whimsy face on the one I'm doing. I can cut her out. And I would erase the hair. And like I said, who knows what kind of hair I'd do. And paint her up and who knows. So the next one we do, we'll do more of a realistic face. But that would give you guys something to work on. It's very easy. And like I said, if you just sit with your pencil and paper and just continue to practice and draw and play around with face shape. You know, if you want this to be a little bit more pointed or whatever you want, just play around. That's the fun thing. You want her to have thicker, juicier lips? Give her thicker, juicier lips. You want them thinner? Make them thinner. You know what I mean? And they come to life when you add those eyes and the colors and you paint them or you use your colored pencil or watercolor or whatever you prefer. So give it a try and let me know. Tag me on Facebook. Leave me messages. Last thing I want to let you guys know is if you're subbed to me, please friend me on Google+. I'm under Knitting and Things or Kelly Donovan. They made me switch. I don't know which one comes up. But probably would be Kelly Donovan. But friend me because they've changed so much stuff around and, you know, half the time I can't even get your guys' questions or replies or anything like that. So, you know, and like I said, you can always email me at knittingandthings@netzero.net. So, or .com. So that's it. So practice this face. It's very simple. You don't have to follow everything I said exact. It gives you just a general idea of how to do it. And I think you'll be really happy. I think it'll go very easy for you. And if you have any questions or you need, you know, another video made or extra help or whatever, just let me know. So be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. And I hope you guys are doing this along with me. So have a great day, guys. And thank you for being so supportive. I feel so very blessed. And don't forget, check out the contest. Bye, guys.